Hey everybody, Sammy here with SFI Sports Cards back with another video. Today is September 25th. First, happy birthday. Who had a birthday today? Johnny Sane. Born on September 25th. Also, Phil the Scooter Rizzuto, who was actually my inspiration to becoming a Yankees fan, watching games back in the 80s on WPIX New York. He was very captivating. Now, have you ever watched Scooter do play-by-play? You can probably understand why. And he also had the greatest Hall of Fame induction speech in history. I believe it was Johnny Bench and Yogi Berra who jokingly walked out during his speech. So check out that video for several laughs on a Sunday, which we could all use nowadays. So today we are going to do another VR. These never get old. I love doing these. So today we are hyping up Huck's Sports Cards. I found this channel probably over a month and a half ago, and now I never miss a video. I am 100% invested in all the content they put out there. So congratulations to Huck and Elizabeth on the 200 subs. Link to the channel in the description. So, for this VR, it is top 5 athletes that you have ever seen watch. I guess that's either live or during their playing days. So, going into this, I was thinking, how can I choose 5 baseball players I've seen play? I've watched tons of baseball over the last 30 or 40 years, and I'm going to be honest, I couldn't decide. It was too difficult. So, Huck and Elizabeth, you guys have stumped me. So I decided to do something different. And let's focus on 5 athletes from 5 different sports. And I have to say that all of them that I am going to show in this video are worthy of checking out their career highlights, because all of them are legendary in their respective sports. Now, I am going to implore you, after this video, number 1, check out and subscribe to Huck's Sports Cards. And then do a search for each of these other athletes. Watch their career highlights, because it'll be worth your time. Okay, so number 1. Let's go with an obvious pick for me. Baseball. We're going to go Ricky Henderson. This is his first card in a Yankees uniform. Now, if you ever want to see a baseball player take over a playoff series, check out the 1989 American League Championship Series, Oakland versus Toronto. So real quick, in that series, Game 1, 2 stolen bases right off the bat. Game 2, 4 stolen bases. Sets a record. He basically told the Blue Jays, I cannot be stopped. It doesn't matter what you try, I am going to take over and get my team to the World Series. After a double and another steal in Game 3, Game 4, rocks a 430-foot home run. Dead center in the black seats in Skydome. Later on in the game, hits another home run. But what I remember most in that game, he was on base, first base, and this at bat goes 12, 13 minutes long. The great third baseman of the 80s, Carney Lansford, was up. And I believe John Cerruti was the pitcher. He would not throw a pitch. He was so concerned about Rickey Henderson getting another steal off them. So this at bat took forever. But Rickey actually gets picked off. So he leaves the field, gets to the dugout, and tips his helmet to the crowd. This is after getting picked off. And this is an away game, mind you. So that's what, stuck in my head. One of the great stories about Rickey Henderson. And you can say what you want about him, but he was Superman on the field. And no matter where he played, his teammates adored him. He would intimidate the opposing teams, but he also loved interacting with the fans during the games. So that is my pick. Next, how about we go hockey? I'm going to select Jaromir Jagr. Now, when he came in the league, it was like he was a player possessed. He had those long, flowing locks of hair that just made him look, faster, quicker, stronger than the opponent. But he ushered in like this new style of play. Kind of like the highlight reel of playmaking. He had like these thick, powerful legs combined with like elite puck handling. So you couldn't ever take him off the puck. It's like he played this erratic but controlled style that made him almost undefendable. I guess that's why he's second all-time on the scoring list. So that is my pick for in the sport of hockey. I loved watching him play. And he played for, a long, long time. So yeah, when he came upon the league, I never saw anything like him. So that is my pick, Jaromir Jagr. Next, let's go to the gridiron. Lawrence Taylor. Big, fast, scary. I mean, he would toss linemen like 50, 60 pounds heavier than him to the side like a rag doll. He would go around them. He'd go through them. He changed how the game was played, like from a defensive standpoint. Offenses, they would game plan just for him all week. Oh yeah, he was something else. Pretty much when he was on the field, offenses, they thought two things. One, where is he? Because the Giants would line him up in different spots, give offenses a different look. And number two, what they thought was, I am deathly afraid of this man. He was just like a rabid dog out there. Whenever you watched him, and play, and you didn't know a lick about football, you'd say, yes, this is the best football player on the field. I mean, he did it all. So I'm going to go LT is my favorite to watch. And as a Giants fan, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, Lawrence Taylor. That is my pick. Basketball. You know, I grew up during the Jordan era, meaning when he first came into the league. However, on the playground and in the gym, there's someone else that almost everyone would emulate and try to mimic. Now, everyone, you know, when you're playing basketball, you want to handle the rock, right? Everybody thinks they're a point guard, no matter what size you are. And I think it kind of came from this man, Earvin Magic Johnson. I mean, he didn't just play point guard. He played, he played shooting guard, played forward, even played center at 6'9". Just, physically gifted, multi-time MVP, NBA champion, won the college national championship with Michigan State. Just truly a legend. His court awareness was just unrivaled. And he had that running hook, across the lane that he would do. I'm sure he got part of that from Kareem, but he shot right-handed, shot left-handed. Seen him hit half-court shots. I've seen him hit full-court shots. I mean, he really did things on the court that I've never seen before. Like when I was watching the NBA back, in the 80s. It was Showtime. Showtime in LA. And I remember doing, having, 3-on-3 pickup games, and, we'd huddle up before we start playing, like, all right, it's showtime. And we would, emulate our favorite players, Magic Johnson being one of them. So, yes, he was amazing to watch. So that's my pick. Okay, we've gone through 4. How about one last one? And I am going to go to the boxing ring. And I cannot say enough about this guy. Manny Pacquiao. This dude would fight anyone. He was a champion in 8 different weight classes. He had that, charging style of fighting. I'm not an expert on the sweet science of boxing, but, whenever I watched him, and I've watched several times, I would go through his career from his first fights all the way to his last fights. Take a week and watch some Pacquiao fights, but he had, that charging style of, it seemed like, it was like 3 steps forward. 3 steps forward and like bam, 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 and like 1 step back. Then 3 steps forward, bam, 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 1 step back. Like he was always charging in, 12 rounds. At, all just the whole fight. He just fought so many guys bigger than him. I mean, when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, and Oscar said, he's like, there's no way that this smaller man can beat me. Oscar was like late in his career, but he was so much bigger than Pacquiao. Just, and that makes a difference in the ring, punching power and things like that. But afterwards, Oscar said, like after 1 round, I had no answer. Like his game plan went out the window. He didn't know what to do. And he got brutally whipped in that fight, which led to his retirement. Another guy Pacquiao fought, Sugar Shane Mosley, the great Shane Mosley. He said when he was in the ring with him, he said he's not hitting me that hard, but why am I laying down on the canvas looking up at him? Like, it's just, he couldn't figure him out either. But thinking about Pacquiao too is most fighters, they have, a trilogy that kind of defines their career. And Manny had like 3 of them. I remember he went through this kind of guess like earlier in his career, like he fought all these Mexican fighters and great fighters like Juan Manuel Marquez and the great Eric Morales, and he had great fights with those guys. And just looking back, it was awesome to watch those fights. Another great fight to watch is against Miguel Cotto, who was also much bigger than him. But in that fight, you can see a very animated Derek Jeter in the crowd. It's about middle of the ring, about 3 rows back. But yeah, that's a great fight. Another bigger opponent that he outclassed and just made look silly. So there you have it. Those are my 5 selections for athletes that I've seen that I enjoyed honing their craft in their respective sports. This was a fun video to do because I get to discuss some sports stars that I don't really bring up on my own channel. Talk about some sports that I don't really focus on in my videos. So, congrats to Huck and Elizabeth for hitting that 200 sub mark. I know your channel is going to thrive in the future. Just keep uploading that content. I'll be there to watch it. So, there you have it. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video, this VR. And I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I will catch up with you real soon. So take care.